to share with you the binder that I made while here in Hawaii. I made it for Big Island Beauty Academy, and also it's the nail course binder. This is, I believe, the 3 to 4 inch binder, which this I made off of the nail technology from book from a lady. This is the workbook. This is the exam review book, and of course there is the textbook. I also have notes, a notebook that I created. I would probably say that this needs to be the little sticky notes that are plastic so they don't bend. So what we did is I had them as we went along. We labeled the page with our tab, and then we took our notes according to the chapter that we were on. On some of these, there's some cutouts, so this is more like an interactive notebook. Some they were pictures that they cut out and labeled. Some of them were strictly notes. On some of them, it was black and white, and we colored and labeled as well. There's just a variety of different things that you can add to the notebook, just depending on, this isn't a picture, we drew this in, just depending on what you're looking for. Each chapter, on some of these I didn't do many notes, but on some of these, from the book, they do have their pictures from the books, the steps. So what I did is I went ahead and printed and had the students cut out their pictures from that chapter, and then we put the steps in the order according to the book, and then we wrote down some notes accordingly. So that is the notebook that the students work on that go with the workbook, textbook, and then as far as for the course manual, you guys know I do like making the binders, but have all the school information in the front, the testing. We have lesson information, and then back here we have all of our tabs with all of our information that we have. I'll do just a few. I'm going to do infection control. If you have the CD-ROM, or if you are able to get the CD-ROM for the books, I totally recommend it. In the CD-ROM, they have lesson plans. So what I did is I printed this lesson plan, and this lesson plan in its entirety comes with the directions for the teacher. It does have some notes that you can use. Apologize, I'm doing this with one hand. It does have some notes that you can use and go off of here so that you can do your PowerPoint or read off of. Also, the nail technology book does not, or manual does not come, that CD does not come with a PowerPoint. The others do. Then we have some questions that you can review, some worksheets on some of them, but not all of the lessons have worksheets. And then of course you have your test with your answer key in the back. Then you can print up your answer key to the workbook if you choose to, so that way when you are grading the students' workbook, you can have that information, so that's right behind it. These are some custom-made lesson plans that we created. Each teacher teaches to their own style, therefore maybe these basic lesson plans from the book don't fit the teaching style or activities that you want to do, so you can write your own as well. Then after that, I put all of the worksheets that we used during the presentation or during the lesson. Any activities or any projects, they're all in here. Websites that we looked up, foldables, anything PSYOP related, cut and paste, or any diagrams that we needed to color. This, for example, is the barbicide mixing procedures. We also did the barbicide certification, so this does come with the example of the certificate they get. Also back here, have the pen that they get in the mail, and then back behind this is the school information that we give to the students so that they know to what the directions are to log on to the website. I did do a video on this where it does show the anatomy the project we did with the clay, so that's in there as well. So all of these just have a variety of different things. Some chapters we focused on have more, some chapters have less. Another thing that I did add to it was, for example, if you're going to do a book ring and index cards, the student can write down their procedures. If you wanted to do a service card type of project, I did do a video on this before where I typed and printed, laminated and cut, hole punched, and put these together for the students. But if you don't have time or resources for that, you can have the students do their own. That's an option as well. Now this particular set here is the student notes. So let's say that you're not going to do written notes because maybe you just have 45 minutes and you don't have time for students to stop and take notes. What I did is, from this original lesson plan that comes in the book, I went ahead and copy and pasted or screenshot these in-depth notes that go along with it. I took all the teacher stuff out of it, and then I printed it for them so that way, instead of writing, they can go through and highlight different information. The back of this also has different setup and breakdown, and also service procedures that you can go through and work on instead of, let's say, if you didn't want to do this type of thing. In here, I also have various worksheets that I've used from previous years or lessons. We do have our service steps, which are laminated. And then if we have new product, you can do the service steps with particular product. Then also we have these things like so. So I took the original, I put these pictures in order. We have the steps, then the students can write their notes. With this, since I'm leaving here for the next teacher, I did put my own individual notes so that whoever's taking my spot after, or whoever picks to teach this particular lesson, they have an idea of what this worksheet is used for. And so these are just some of the things. We have some massage techniques students can take, and then the massage steps that they need to cut out and put in order according to the lesson that we did from the previous day or week or whatnot. Pictures and notes on the different service steps that there are available. And so this pretty much just continues on. Each chapter has a different activity, different worksheets that I've given them out. Pictures and steps. I do want to get to the one back here where we have, which is monomer and polymer, which is our acrylic chapter. It does start with the lesson plan, and then it has the student notes, and then we have something like so. So this is our mixing ratio card from C&D. I laminated it, and you see these little spots here. These are acrylic. So when we practice our acrylic bead drops, or pearl drops, however you choose to call them. This is the pre-done, so that way I remember, or whoever teaches this knows how to use this particular worksheet. I also have my own notes back here, handwritten notes, for anyone to take over and teach it from here. On some of the students, for example, acrylic flowers, I did a design, and I also made some notes on that. I'm going to go back here to the nail art, which was a pretty big chapter. Let me show you this one here. The creative touch, well, this one was chapter 18. This was once UV gel. So this I got off of Pinterest. And so these are pictures that the students can then take and recreate, per se, if a client were to come in and ask for that service, what exactly would be the timing, how you would get there, how you would do the steps, etc. This is the nail art. This is a little bit more high school type of activities that you can start off with at the beginning of the school year if needed or necessary. You have your nail shapes, so we give them the picture here of the different nail shapes. And then what we did is we took nail tips and we cut them, filed them, and painted them with the French tip technique. And then I left my pre-dones here. So next time if I need to teach it or whoever needed to take over, they can see the pre-dones that are available here. That way the student can see what design you're looking or going for or asking for. Here's some notes for nail art. Then we took some nail art here on some of the foil. We did some dotting techniques, had the students make their own dotting guide. Okay, and then with the dotting, we had a pre-done picture incorporating the dotting techniques with the different shapes of nails. We had some Pinterest pictures with dots so the students can recreate and practice those techniques. These particular nail sheets here are slightly similar in size, a little big, but slightly similar so that the student can practice their dotting designs off of. Some more, this is just taping, striping, and I have my pre-dones here, colored or painted and not. Animal print with some notes. So these are just different activities and designs. You can add your worksheets, you can add your tests, anything of the sort. But I wanted to share that with you. I know a lot of you guys have been messaging, asking how it's been going, what I've been working on, and this is what I've been doing here with the Big Island Beauty Academy, getting them set up for their next class of students that's coming up. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you soon.